OnSide Radio is the place to guide you through the 2021 season. Go to our website at OnSideRadio.com and download any of our apps to listen to your favorite team. OnSideRadio.com is your home for La Rosa Negra.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodiasDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moodias family. Dr. Moodias is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodiasDental.com. InterMiami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all InterMiami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the InterMiami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at DangerousMindsBrewing.com.
When you're tired of watching the sun damage your furniture or raise your electric bill, it's time to do what we did here at OnSideRadio.com studio. Call A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise. A Shade Above Window Fashions has a great selection of blackout shades to choose from. We can almost create a complete blackout for your bedroom or media room. Call them at 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashion.
InterMiami football is on the air. Tonight, La Rosa Negra hits the road to face the Philadelphia Union.
And now Higuain trying to bend his run in behind. Flag is temporarily stayed down. Higuain is in. Has to square with Robinson. No square. Robbie Robinson has opened the scoring. The flag is stayed down. And InterMiami are off and running in 2021. They lead the LA Galaxy by a goal to nil. Goal!
Last week, a few mistakes cost them a victory and overshadowed what was a solid performance. Tonight, InterMiami CF looks to find the edge they need for 90 minutes on the road versus a tough Philadelphia Union squad. Your football is live. InterMiami CF
Here we go.
visits the Philadelphia Union at Subaru Park. Your OnSideRadio.com InterMiami CF pregame show is on. Here's your hosts, Orlando Alzugari and Alex Dono.
You're on.
Welcome aboard. Yes, sir. It is a beautiful night, a beautiful Saturday night as InterMiami gets ready to take on the Philadelphia Union, and we're coming to you live, baby, from Dangerous Minds Brewing here in Pompano. Come on out and join us. Alex Dono by my side. Alex, are you ready for what hopes to be a pretty good evening tonight?
Well, I'm ready. It'll be a beautiful spot out here at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company in Pompano. We hope the great InterMiami CF supporters stop by here and watch the game with us this evening. Oh, and I'm looking forward to not only watching InterMiami play soccer tonight, but the kits should also look great. This evening will be the debut on field for the new black La Palma kits, which are very stylish. And also, coming off a really tough defeat last week in the home opener, the season opener for InterMiami, getting something out of this match, especially if you can get 3 points on the road against Philadelphia would be huge. It's not going to be easy. Philadelphia Union were a great home team a season ago. They went 9-0 at Subaru Park last year, had a perfect home record. And this team, who's already ahead of schedule because they've been playing games in the CONCACAF Champions League in addition to having their season opener against Columbus last week, they are on a 270-minute streak of not conceding a goal. This team is collecting clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. So InterMiami's attack, which looked pretty good a week ago, especially the link-up between Robbie Robinson, Gonzalo Higuain, and Rodolfo Pizarro, they're going to have to be on point to put balls in the back of the net because Philly are not easy to score against.
No, their defense has been just absolutely amazing. Listen, let's not kid ourselves. This is going to be an incredibly tough game. Last week You had an opportunity because the Galaxy had made so many changes, and then they're on the road. Now we're talking about Inter now being the road team and going up against, quite frankly, one of the best teams.
The Porter Shield winners last year.
In all of the MLS, okay? We're talking about one of the best teams. But, last week gave us some hope. And that's what I tried to convey towards the end of that broadcast last week when we were talking about the postgame. There was so much good to take out of it that if we're actually honest with ourselves, there's a lot of positives in that game, Dono, and we talked about that a lot. And I think they can build on that going into this game tonight.
The first half of that game last week, we saw not all, but some of Inter Miami's potential because they were really dangerous on the ball. Defensively, they weren't making mistakes. I mean, outside of Leandro Gonzalez-Pirez picking up a yellow card in the first 54 seconds of the match, the defense was pretty much flawless in the first half. The attack looked really good. They had one goal at halftime. They probably should have had more than just a goal at the intermission, to be completely honest. And I thought that Inter Miami's undoing last week was really twofold, and the two issues might be related to one another, quite frankly. The fitness is not really on point yet, and you can understand it. They need to get up to speed very quickly, but for a team whose preseason was interrupted, you can understand if they didn't have their sea legs for 90 minutes the way that they would once they hit midseason form. And the other part of it, and this could tie back to the conditioning and the fitness, is that in the second half, you saw the mental mistakes start to rear their ugly head because you could really look at individual errors as being responsible for all three goals that they conceded. That was an issue last year on the back line, even though the back line has been fortified this year. And I'm actually pretty excited, especially at the fullback spots, because you started to see some of the link up in the attack with Leerdam on the right and Jovan Jones on the left, and the center back pairing with Figal and LGP should be solid all year long. But if they can cut out the mental mistakes, that's what they need to be able to pull off a victory against a really good team like the Union.
All right, let's bring aboard, of course, the voice of Inter Miami CF. You hear him all season long, exclusively right here, of course, on the Inter Miami Radio Network. It is Chris Winningham. Chris, good evening, my man. And, talking about that game last week, there were a lot of positives I felt in that one. I know it was a tough loss, but your thoughts going into this game tonight, building from last week.
Well, I agree with you that there were definitely some signs of encouragement in terms of the way that Inter Miami kind of came out from an attacking point of view. They didn't press the entire game, but they had moments where they kind of executed those triggers. I just kind of wonder in terms of taking things from one week to another. One of the, I think, tedious things about playing in Major League Soccer at times is how different the games are week to week. So the Galaxy were meant to be a possession. They're not terribly a high-pressing team. They had plenty of moments where they're connecting 25, 30 passes in a single move. Philly play an entirely different way, and I think this is something that Phil Neville and every foreign coach has to get used to, is every week there is no uniform style of play, and Philadelphia present their own unique challenges. So I kind of wonder how Gregory in the middle responds to a team pressing him way more than the Galaxy did a week ago. Those defenders and playing out from the back, how much do they respond to the very different style of play that you're getting week to week?
Overall last week, Chris, I thought Inter Miami's attack looked pretty good, but it was a quiet afternoon for Lewis Morgan. Was maybe there just something off there tactically, or did it have more to do in your eyes with his fitness?
I don't really know. I couldn't really put my finger on why the game just didn't come for him, right? Because you would expect that he would get into so many good attacking situations, and I guess the one thing that's different from a year ago is that Diego Alonso relied so much on crosses and on crossing, and so he would pump in 10, 15 a game and would kind of be able to have a lot of bites at it, whereas I think in kind of the more intricate style of play, when you get to the edge of the 18-yard box, it's not just about crosses, it's about other forms of scoring. You wonder if that just doesn't suit him quite as well, but I can't imagine it's something that you're too worried about, given how well he played last year. He's comfortable, he really wanted to stay here, signed a contract extension. I imagine he will find his form this season.
Chris, when you look at this defense that Philadelphia brings to the table, it's one that it's hard to score on. So what is Phil Neville trying to decipher here when he tries to set up some type of set pieces or type of offensive plays that will try to create some opportunities for this team tonight?
Well, the thing
such a great defensive forward, and it is a full pressing system, and they harry you into not being able to play your style of distribution of build-up, and so you end up kind of unnerved, and that starts from the defenders having the ball at the back. So you wonder, I mean, we saw last week InterMiami come out and hit 3 or 4 long balls to try and break the Galaxy defensive line and kind of put them on the back foot a little bit. You wonder if almost they try that again tonight, just to see if you can break the press by going over it. So ultimately it is about figuring out a way beyond their 4-4-2 pressing system where they make life difficult from the front. And when you get into attacking positions, you're not uncomfortable. You're not kind of behind in terms of your speed of thought. It's about ramping up that speed of thought and trying to figure out ways to get beyond a pressing system. Because look, this is a team that lost its best defender, Mark McKenzie. They sold him to Anderlecht in Belgium for $6 million. So in theory, there should be a little bit of a drop-off there, but it's such a system-based team, and now they're so good at it that it almost doesn't necessarily matter who the pieces are within it.
Chris, from a broadcasting standpoint, there are plenty of storylines in this game. I mean, these two clubs have just 2 previous meetings on the resume, but the last of those got a little chippy, right? When Gonzalo Higuain missed that penalty kick, there were Philadelphia Union players getting in his face, and there was a little bit of drama in that game. So I would imagine that there's going to be a big emphasis on Higuain and others to try and keep their cool tonight. How could things play out in your eyes?
Well, that's an interesting one because obviously Gonzalo Higuain has been involved in rivalries or battles that go beyond what this is, right? This is just this was a closed-door game where some players got into it, and Gonzalo Higuain has had 100 times the careers of the players that we're talking about here, right? So to let it intimidate him is probably a stretch, but it does kind of signal something that's probably bigger than just that one incident, which is that this league and playing for, I mean, you go from playing for Juventus, for River, for Real Madrid, where you're obviously the best team in the league, right? Even for Chelsea and Napoli, they're not the best teams, but they're among the best teams. And this is different, and it is a little bit more humbling to lose more often and to not necessarily have teammates that are on exactly the same wavelength as you are. So to kind of keep a cool head, to not get frustrated by things going on with your teammates, to not demonstrate the bad body language, the fact that this would have been talked about, Phil Neville addressed in the press conference. So it's somewhat on the minds, but obviously, I mean, Higuain has been involved in such grand occasions, played in a World Cup final, has played in, you know, the latter stages of the Champions League. Fernando is not pleased that I brought up that World Cup final, given how it went for Argentina. But he's been involved in so many big events that I can't imagine going back and playing the Philadelphia Union is necessarily the most intimidating thing he's ever encountered.
What do you got to do to kickstart that, or not kickstart, but avoid the mistakes tonight? Because this is one team you don't want to make these kind of mistakes week in and week out. But obviously on the road, tough to score. What do they got to do to keep that edge so they don't make some of those errors they made last week?
Yeah, I think it's ultimately, it's a mentality thing, but it's also just a out-and-out focus thing, right? I mean, it just seems as though InterMiami in their season plus stretching across the 2 managers that they've had, when they have positive moments is almost when they look most vulnerable to concede, right? And when you are in a dangerous position, because you're going to be in them on occasion, cannot allow every one of those to produce a goal. And last week, it just felt like that every dangerous moment they were in resulted in an LA Galaxy goal. I thought on the balance of the performance, I agree with Phil Neville that they didn't deserve to lose. And they might have even, you can make the argument, deserved to win. But I just think that when they get into those dangerous situations, there are too many times where it always results in a goal. So my feeling would be entering this match that they need to buckle down in those important moments. It sounds obvious, but make sure that the situation doesn't dictate your level of focus. So you're feeling good and oh, now I can switch off and don't have to worry about defense. It's definitely something where I feel like InterMiami are going to have to step it up in terms of those defensive mistakes in vital moments.
There you go. He is Chris Whittingham. You're going to hear him at the top of the hour, along with Thomas Rongen and Fernando Fiore. They'll have the call as InterMiami CF visits the Philadelphia Union, and you'll hear the call right here on OnSideRadio.com. Chris, look forward to the top of the hour, my friend. Thank you for the insight.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. All right. When we come back on the other side, We're gonna decipher these matchups. We're gonna look at the injury report, of course, see what's going on leading into the matchup tonight. We'll also talk to Thomas Rongen, of course, the color voice of InterMiami football. And we're coming to you live, baby, from Dangerous Minds Brewing Company right here in the Pompano City Center, 1901 North Federal Highway. This is our home all season long for all of the road games. So come on out here. Next Sunday, we'll be out here for the Nashville game. So come on out, join us for pre, half, post. Watch the entire game. We're going to have some fun, some great beer, some great food right now that you can enjoy, live music, all kinds of great stuff going on. So come on out, 1901 North Federal Highway in the Pompano City Center. We're going to be out here, Alex Donald, myself, Sean Stanley. We got Tito Benash down in the studios along with Abel. Let's take a break. We'll come back for the next segment here, of course, on the InterMiami CF pregame show.
Clear.
or visit ec-florida.com.
It's toast. Smartest thing I did last year? Called B&T Windows and Doors and had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house. Listen, it's spring. That means before you know it, we'll be hearing about the tropics churning. That means you need to get your home and family protected today. Call B&T right now and they'll get you installed ASAP with the best in the business, PGT custom windows and doors. 954-233-0126 or bntwindowsanddoors.com. And P.S. Tell them you heard about them on OnSide Radio.
When you're looking to add that extra style and protection for your home or business, visit a shade above window fashions in Davie or Sunrise, where plantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A shade above window fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A shade above window fashions.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no, here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
InterMiami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all InterMiami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the InterMiami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welcome back to OnSide Radio's InterMiami CF pregame show on the InterMiami Radio Network. Here's your host, Orlando Alzugari and Alex Dono. Providing insight and commentary, Thomas Rangin.
And welcome back. All right, baby, we're coming to you live from Dangerous Minds Brewing. Come on out and join us, man. Listen, the game starts at 8 o'clock. Still got a few seats left out here, a few tables outside. Got some music going on, great food, amazing beer. 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano at the Pompano City Center. So come on out here, and hopefully at the end of the night, Dono, myself, and Sean will be, toasting a victory and a beautiful beer here at Dangerous Minds Brewing.
I've already got my beer picked out. I'm going to get the Willie's Wheat. It's going to be my first round.
Question is, do we wait for Thomas Rangin to join us, like he joins us right now?
And I know he's coming because there's pizza down here.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there is pizza here, Thomas. So I hope you're ready to load up here on Dangerous Minds.
We'll be in. And by the way, beer at Dangerous Minds? Oh my God. That's not a good combo. and then Big O and Dono as well. Woo.
That's it. That's it. So come on out here, man. 1901 North Federal Highway. All right, Coach. So there were a lot of positives I felt last week, and I know we're going to get depressed because it was a loss, but I saw more of a team last week. And as a coach, you've been there, you've done it before. What did you see from last week that you feel the team can build on going to an incredibly tough game against Philadelphia on the road tonight?
It certainly is. This is, to me, the real test, okay? They didn't have great preseason games, played FC Miami twice, I think. Obviously, the Galaxy, so they have games under their belt. And this is an upper echelon team in MLS, not just in the East. The Philadelphia Union have an identity, have been there and done that for the last 2 or 3 years, gotten better and better. And by the way, beat Saprissa in Saprissa, and then 4-0 at home against Saprissa to get to the quarterfinals of the CONCACAF Champions League, which might play in their mind a little bit, which is next week against Atlanta United. So it's very interesting to see what Jim Curtin will do, but you're absolutely right. And I can only say what Phil Neville said. It was a great performance through 70 minutes, and then fatigue and late game mistakes that Chris already alluded to as well, which is discipline and concentration with in my opinion, still 2 erratic center backs that play well at times but still cost you games as well. And that in the end of the day, I think that's what happened, and that's what Neville alluded to. But you can build on this without a doubt. Fatigue shouldn't be an issue anymore after another great week of training and another game, obviously. So that's out of the window. Can you translate the positives into 90 minutes? That's the key right now. Can they play a 90-minute game without making those mistakes. If they can do that, I think they're A in every game. Because let's be real honest, the East right now, after 2 games, nobody is perfect.
Everybody's drawing.
6 points. With the exception of DC United, good tonight, go to 6 points, but I highly doubt it. So the East is going to be extremely competitive. So every point at home or on the road is at a premium. And this, to me, is the real test. Because I think that the Galaxy are in the same mode as us in terms of transition. I'm not so sure how good the Galaxy is, quite frankly, with 5 new starters, a new head coach as well. This is an established team. And if we can compete against an established team that, by the way, lost probably one of the most important attacking players in Aaron Davidson that was sold, which is great, by the way, another 18-year-old to go to Europe. But still has a lot of potential. As I said again, scored 5 against Saprissa, held the MLS champions on the road to 0. And talk about zeros, 3 big games they've played. They've not conceded yet.
I've got to pick the coach's brain here because last season, InterMiami didn't deal so well with teams that pressed high up the pitch, Philadelphia being among them. So as a coach, what are the fundamental keys to beating the press?
Fundamental keys are having 2 center backs that are comfortable on the ball. I think both are. I think that LGP is a little bit of a better passer. You've got a better 6, I think, a facilitator that can play out of pressure with Gregori. And then you have better fullbacks that will end up with the ball in the middle third in Leerdam and Jovan Jones. So that's where I think we've improved. And that's initially in your first line, let's so to speak. That's where the build-up goes. And eventually you want to get to the Higuains, the Morgans, and obviously Matuidi and Pizarro. But that first line is important, breaking the press consistently. And that is 1- and 2-touch football and quick ball circulation and switching the point of attack. I think that's where you can hurt this 4-4-2 system. When Bedoya gets caught out, I think you can get behind them there and find some isolations on the flanks with Robinson and Morgan that I kind of like, quite frankly, and should favor us and should allow us to get Pizarro and Higuain consistent service, which was already better in our first game, obviously.
Let's hope the boys get freed up and score some goals tonight and pick up a big, big win. Thomas Rongen coming your way at the top of the hour, along with Chris Whittingham and, of course, Fernando Fiore in the call of the game right here on OnSideRadio.com. Coach, as always, thank you for the insight. You are awesome. Appreciate you.
Tell him another dangerous mind is on its way in about 2 hours.
You got it. There you go. The great Thomas Rongen. All right. It is time to get into our matchups. This is going to be a tough one. Let's break it down.
It's some really good attacking versus defensive matchups. Now, to me, the individual matchup in this game that is worth the price of admission is InterMiami's Gonzalo Higuain against Union center back Jakob Glesnes. That name should be familiar. Glesnes is not only having a nice start to his season, but you remember last year when Gonzalo Higuain skied that penalty kick against Philadelphia Union. Glesnes got in his face. There was some bad blood. There was an altercation. So I think Higuain would love nothing more than to beat him in the back and put a ball or 2 in the back of the net. And on the flip side, InterMiami need to contain Kacper Shabilko. That was the InterMiami killer a year ago. He scored against InterMiami in the first matchup. He assisted twice in the second matchup. So Coach Rongen talked about needing your center backs to play mistake-free. That's going to be even tougher for them this evening.
I'm with you there. This is going to be a really, really tough matchup. All right, let's move on now, and let's talk a little bit about the injury report. Let's find out what's going on as we get ready for Philadelphia and Inter right here on the InterMiami Radio Network.
Before the boys take the pitch, let's get into the latest injury news with Alex Dano.
Well, the amazing thing, is that we still have an empty injury report in week 2 of the year for InterMiami. So listen, we've talked about the fitness yet not being up to par because you didn't really have a preseason. I know that InterMiami played an extra friendly early.
That's what I was going to tell you, because that's key that there's no injuries, because they also played a game early in the week against Miami FC. And so you just never know coming off a game over the weekend.
Very, very well
and
said.
You're wondering, okay, conditioning, how is everybody? The fact that they held up, I kind of like that.
Yeah, they held up. So, I mean, the only question is, are they going to start hitting midseason form with their fitness? You know, you're not going to be, and I know that they were the home team last week, but you're not going to deal with the heat and humidity, I should say, that you had in Fort Lauderdale last week. So we'll see how they play in a night game in the Northeast.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's hope so. And the good thing is there are no injuries, so that we can't complain about. All right, let's do this. Let's go. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We're going to talk when we come back to Jonathan Tanderwald. He is the soccer reporter for the Philadelphia Inquirer, so we'll get a little insight on this matchup against the Philadelphia Union. We'll also get a sports update. We got all kinds of things going on. We'll come back, and of course, Fernando Fiori, the colorful one, is going to join us in segment number 3 here of your InterMiami CF pregame show exclusively right here on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to the home for InterMiami CF, OnSideRadio.com. You can always find great soccer talk daily with Alex Dono weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Download the apps and listen at OnSideRadio.com.
Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody-Ass family. Dr. Moody-Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAsDental.com.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchased with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no. Here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your InterMiami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InterMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where InterMiami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Download the Radio.net app and listen to OnSide Radio in every InterMiami CF game. OnSideRadio.com, your home for InterMiami soccer.
InterMiami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, halftime and post-game shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all InterMiami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the InterMiami.
Got my update and then 3 minutes till we come back.
And Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
It's toast. When South Floridians need hurricane windows, there's only one crew to call, Brett and Tom at B&T Windows and Doors. They came to the crib last year, installed PGT windows and doors, and now I'm set. No more plywood, no more knuckle-busting wing nuts. PGT Windows and Doors will keep me and my family safe the next time a named storm comes rolling on through. Call B&T today, 954-233-0126, or bntwindowsanddoors.com. And P.S., do me a favor, tell them you heard about them on OnSideRadio.com.
We'll take a break from our InterMiami CF coverage as we get the latest sports headlines and MLS scoreboard with an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
We start off with the earliest matchup today. San Jose takes care of FC Dallas with the 2 second-half goals to put away Dallas 3-1. A pair of draws this Saturday as well. Nashville draws with CF Montreal 2 apiece, as well as Toronto FC drawing with Vancouver at 2 goals apiece. New York City FC laying the hammer down on Cincinnati with a 5-0 victory, and LAFC currently ahead of Seattle. We'll take it back to Orlando Alzagari and Alex Dono at Dangerous Minds Brewing for your Inter-Miami CF pregame.
This update is brought to you by Dangerous Minds Brewing Company in Pompano. Follow OnSide Radio.
Stand by, coming back now.
At OnSide Radio. Subscribe, rate, and the only station dedicated to Inter-Miami football. Welcome back to OnSide Radio's Inter-Miami CF pregame show.
He got into Morgan, up beats out of the heart of the penalty area, picks out the bottom right-hand corner, and Inter-Miami have a 2-goal lead. Pizarro's second for the club.
It's time for OnSideRadio.com to take a closer look at this matchup with our look around the MLS. Here's your host, Orlando Alzagari and Alex Dono. Providing insight and commentary, Fernando Fiore.
All right, welcome back to beautiful Dangerous Minds here in Pompano, 1901 North Federal Highway. Come on out here, man. We are at the Pompano City Center. Game time will be at 8 o'clock, and we promised you that Jonathan Tannerwald will be joining us now, soccer reporter for the Philadelphia Inquirer. And first question I have for Jonathan. Jonathan, how in the world did you get the handle The Goalkeeper on Twitter, and when did you sign up for Twitter that you had that handle open, dude? That's the first thing I need to know.
I've had it for a long time. I've been on Twitter for, gosh, that handle's existed for over a decade now, so Twitter wasn't as big a deal then as it is now. A little help from some social media engaged folks at my company. We got it done. It's a longer story than I can tell on the radio. How about that?
You're a stud, dude. You're a stud. And I'm sure people have wanted to offer you money for it because, I mean, give me a break.
I got to tell you they haven't.
No.
Wow.
I'm actually shocked. All right, Jonathan. So talk to us. How come Philadelphia has turned into this monster that they've become? Because obviously this is a really good football team, and the defense is at another level right now.
Well, you got to give the first credit to the sporting director, Ernst Tanner, who came in here from Red Bull Salzburg, which, is part of a global Red Bull organization with Leipzig and New York and all that. And he had a very clear idea of what he wanted to do, the style of football he wanted his team to play. And he's gone out and found the players that fit the style. There's some teams out there where they fit the style to the players. This is one where they knew the style from the start and went out to sign the players that would fit it. Obviously, they're not one of the biggest spenders in the league, which is a point of contention up here. A lot of people would like them to behave more like the big city club they ought to be. But they've made some really smart signings, and they play some good soccer.
And they've been really impressive already on 2 fronts this season, Jonathan, because they've been, advancing through CONCACAF Champions League, and, they had a nice game. And let's focus on this one in MLS in the opener last week in Columbus against a very tough Columbus Crew team. Even though it wasn't a goal fest, it was a 0-0 draw at the end of the day. Give us the insight on that game and how you thought the Union performed a week ago.
I thought the Union performed well. Look, that Columbus team's really good.
Yeah.
Let's start there. I thought the Union played well. I thought the game was a reminder that this team lacks a little bit of attacking punch, and they need to do something about it. They need, I think, to go sign a better playmaker in the summer. It would help if they had him already, because tonight's the start of something like 8 or 9 games, I think, in a month and a quarter. From now until early June, they're playing midweek games almost every week until that big break the league is taking in June. So they don't quite have the attacking depth that they need. They had some injuries, and guys are coming off those injuries, including Sergio Santos, who starts tonight, Corey Burke, who I believe is on the bench. They're not a finished product yet. I think they need more attacking punch, but the defense is very good. And the big question now is going to be: do they have they have a great starting lineup? Do they have the depth beyond it to carry them through this next month and a half, including all the MLS games and Champions League games they're going to play?
The great Fernando Fiore, the color voice of InterMiami football. Fernando, you got a question for Jonathan?
My friend, how are you?
That's what I want to get. How you doing, Mr. Goalkeeper? I miss you, my friend. I miss you too. We used to be in so many events together for so many years. I was really happy when they introduced you now to the broadcast. Because oh my God, I didn't expect the goalkeeper to be with us, and I'm so happy that you are connected with our team. How you doing, guy?
I'm great. It's a pleasure. I get my second vaccine shot on Thursday, so I'm in a pretty good mood.
All right. Well, I love you, and I know that, and I thank you because you supported in my crazy style from the very beginning, and not many people did that, especially in the beginning. Now it's a more, an everyday situation. But when I started, and you were very, very young, but you were always supporting my crazy attitude, and I love you for that. So thank you very much. And saying that, I'm looking at right now, and I know that it will be some people on the stands. It's about 20% there at Chester Stadium.
So I think there's going to be around 4,000, 5,000 people here tonight in a stadium that seats 18,000.
Okay, well,
the state law is they can go up to half capacity as long as everybody can stay 6 feet from each other, but you can't in a building this size.
Yeah, it happened to us. It happened to us last week. They were separating by maybe 6 inches. And
yeah, I know. Believe me, we all knew. But no, they've been good up here. They've done a good job, and the fans have done a good job of keeping to what they're supposed to do, wearing their masks, and hopefully soon. I mean, you guys saw the news came out. What was it? Yesterday, I think it was. It's early today that LAFC is going to let their fully vaccinated fans be closer together in the supporters section. I think that's a great initiative to encourage folks, and I hope we see it more around the league.
Okay, my follow-up question is because we talk so much, and everybody's talking so much about the great fans that we have here at InterMiami within our wonderful 3 barras, the Southern Legion, the Siege, and
Vice City.
I've been there in your stadium, and I remember they were loud, but how crazy are they nowadays? Because I haven't been there in a long time, and how much, it's a factor, because for us, everybody was talking during the week. Phil Neville, our coach, our players said, hey, we lost that game, but I mean, the people were fantastic, and the fans are behind every single minute. How supported are your fans? Are they really nuts like us, or it's just more like, a regular crowd, going to a beautiful stadium on a beautiful day?
Well, I'll tell you, they've been getting better here over the years. The Suns have been as the main supporters club, and they're very much into it. They were really into it for the Champions League game against Saprissa, which was the first ever Champions League home game they've ever had, and that was great to see. I think tonight's going to be fun. From the look of things, they're going to have a pregame ceremony to put something up to commemorate winning the Supporters' Shield last year. It's gotten better here in terms of the support. Someday the place will be full again, and when this place is full, because of the way it's built with the roof over 2 sides of the building, it gets really loud in here, and it can be a lot of fun. And I'm hoping to make it down to Miami at some point. Fernando knows I've been watching MLS since the days of the old place, Lockhart Stadium. I'd like to see the new place someday. Fernando knows too, by the way, because I've told this to him before. Fernando knows that I learned Spanish watching him on República Deportiva back in the day. And as he said, we've been friends for a long time.
I love you, guy. I love you, and it will be, it will be fantastic to have you here. And I will invite you over to our wonderful, wonderful, Dangerous Minds.
That is it. Yeah, and Jonathan, when you're in town, we'll bring you up to the studios and you can hang out with us during the pregame show and we'll have some fun, man. We really appreciate you taking some time and dropping some insight. Follow him on Twitter if you're a soccer fan, The Goalkeeper, and catch his work there at the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jonathan, thank you for taking some time, my brother. Enjoy the match tonight.
Absolutely. You guys too.
You got it. Fernando, what are you looking forward to tonight, man? What do they got to do tonight to pick up a really tough win?
Well, I'm starting to pray since last week every night, and I'm praying to the gods of soccer that we can do a decent job today. And with that said, I will be happy with a draw. let me be realistic, because since we started this pregame show and when I started to listen to my good friend Don in the beginning, the numbers that he threw at us, it's like we are doomed already, because they didn't score on Philadelphia for the last 300 years. They are a solid team. They are doing a great job. Then Chris and Thomas bring all the, analysis about how good this team is. And unfortunately, we have to be realistic that we are in a transition team yet. So we have to be really happy today to play decent soccer, to get a good result, which for me it will be a nice draw and get a point. And you know why? You know why, Big O?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm getting nervous and tired that if we start to lose like we did last year, the first 5 games,
I got you.
the people is gonna start to badmouth again our team.
Right.
And it's very, very negative, not only for the players, the coach, the front office, us, and everybody else. People around the league will start to badmouth the InterMiami because they want to hate us. And I wanted to have, at least a draw today so they cannot go, InterMiami again, big party last week with a lot of stars and Tom Brady and Favre and that, but they cannot win.
Right. Now, let's hope so. You gotta turn it around. The way they do it is with wins and great performances. Let's hope we get one tonight. Fernando, looking for your call at the top of the hour when you join Chris Whittingham and Thomas Rongan. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Thank you for taking some time here and joining us on the pregame show.
Thank you, my man.
You got it. All right, when we come back on the other side, we got a little player spotlight so we can focus on one of the players on the pitch. Also, we got to get, of course, the inside the numbers. Nobody better than Alex Dono because, he bets on everything, even cockroach races. And, of course, streaks, struggles, and storylines. All of that and more. And we're coming to you live from Dangerous Minds Brewing right here in Pompano, 1901 North Federal Highway in the Pompano City Center. Come on out. We got live music. We got incredible beer, incredible food, a great ambiance, and we're doing the broadcast live here, pre, half, and post. So come on out. Sean Stanley out here. Down in the studios, Tito and Abel are getting it done. Alex Dono by my side. We'll be back with more right here on the InterMiami CF pregame show exclusively on OnSideRadio.com.
Focuses on the home for InterMiami CF, OnSideRadio.com. Your football is live on the IMCF Radio Network.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing a personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Miami Dolphins fans, join us for OnSideRadio.com's NFL Draft Party at Sports Grill in Miami, 11481 Southwest 40th Street, Bird Road. Join Big O and Alex Dono for this two-night event starting on Thursday, April 29th at 7:30 p.m. and Friday, day 2 at 6:30. Drink and food specials, giveaways, and the best damn draft party in South Florida. Join us for a two-night event as OnSideRadio.com and Sports Grill on Bird Road bring you the best NFL draft party on the planet.
When you're looking to add extra style and protection for your home or business, visit a Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie or Sunrise, where plantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A Shade Above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashions.
It's toast. Smartest thing I did last year, called B&T Windows and Doors and had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house. Listen, it's spring. That means before you know it, we'll be hearing about the tropics churning. That means you need to get your home and family protected today. Call B&T right now, and they'll get you installed ASAP with the best in the business, PGT Custom Windows and Doors. 954-233-0126 or BNTWindowsandDoors.com. And P.S.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
OnSide Radio.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no. Here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your InterMiami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InterMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where InterMiami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on Moody's Dental.
Stand by, guys. Coming back in 30 seconds.
Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody's family. Dr. Moody's is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at moodyosdental.com.
Listen to every InterMiami CF match on your home for La Rosa Negra, OnSideRadio.com. Catch us every day on the MyTuner Radio app. Welcome back to OnSide Radio's InterMiami CF pregame show on the IMCF Radio Network. Here's your host, Orlando Elzugeri and Alex Dono.
You're on.
Welcome back to beautiful Dangerous Minds Brewing Company here in Pompano, 1901 North Federal Highway. Listen, this is our home for every road game next week when they're in Nashville on Sunday. We'll be here starting our pregame show at noon. So come on out on Sunday for a great afternoon. It's going to be a little Sunday football, man.
Love it. Sunday fun day.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a lot of fun. So come on out and join us. We'll have a blast out here, of course, at Dangerous Minds. Great food, great brew, amazing beer here. And they've got live music out in the patio. It's a beautiful night, so you can be inside, you can be outside. That way you have the options. And, of course, you can enjoy the broadcast because we'll be out here doing the pre, half, and post all live out here every single week at Dangerous Minds. All right, it's time now to get into our player spotlight.
Let's step on the pitch with OnSideRadio.com's player spotlight.
Well, Big O, we're going to look at the best story of the week. Young left back Sammy Gadiri. This is a Boca Raton, Florida native. He was a member of the USL League One team, Fort Lauderdale CF. Phil Neville watched a training session when he arrived, and immediately he saw Sammy Gadiri jumping off the page, wanted to know more, wanted to get him training with the first team, and he just signed his first team contract this past week. So when you want to talk about a great story moving up the ranks, Sammy Gadiri, he talked about it this week. Oh, let's hear a couple of sound bites. Here's Sammy Gadiri first, again, a Boca Raton native on playing for the hometown team.
Like you said, it's been a bit of a journey, but I'm really happy to be playing pro ball back in Florida. And when I was a kid, InterMiami wasn't even a thing. So to have a professional team down here for the people, for young kids growing up, it's awesome, and I feel blessed to be able to play for the team.
And a player like this really shows the success you can have from the USL League One team to be able to farm talent through that. Here's Gadiri on his path from USL to MLS.
I mean, if one of us can do it, I think it shows that anyone can do it. So as long as the kids from the academy into the USL see that there is a chance, I think it gives them something to work for. And as you can see, if the club is promoting it, like I just said, if the kids have something that they feel that they can reach, then it makes it all that easier to work hard and put in the effort for that end goal.
You know, I look forward to seeing him throughout the year. He's going to provide good depth behind Jovan Jones before Kieran Gibbs arrives later this summer.
You know, I laugh because I'm so old that he's so young that he said, well, when I was a kid, you know, it didn't exist.
Yeah, the Fusion were gone by then.
He's so young that the Fusion were even gone also. So it's crazy, but it is what it is. That's our player spotlight, Sammy Gadiri. It is time now to go inside the numbers with Mr. Alex Dono.
Well, Philadelphia Union are favored by half a goal in this game, which is not a surprise. They're the home team. Their recent form has been great. They're also favored slightly on the money line at minus 125. InterMiami are slight underdogs, plus 105 on the money line, meaning a $100 bet would win you back $105 if La Rosa Negra get the victory here tonight. The over-under for this game is 2.5. Now, this is kind of a tempting one, because with how stingy the Union have been on defense.
I watched the game against Columbus, dude,
Yeah, I think under 2.5 may be the way to go. This is the type of game where the first team to score, the opening goal, might end up being the game-winning goal.
Yeah, you know, I'm big on always going over anything 2.5, because 3 is usually around the number in the MLS, but you're so right. Playing against Philadelphia, that's going to definitely be a tough one. All right, our final segment, our final feature in this segment. Let's get into it. Streaks, struggles, and storylines.
There's no better way to wrap up our InterMiami CF pregame show than with our streaks, struggles, and storylines in today's match.
All right, Donald, let's start with you. What's either your streak, your struggle, your storyline you want to get into?
Oh, I've got a bounty of them. I mean, InterMiami, you talk about streaks. They went 0-2 against Philadelphia Union last season. They suffered a close loss in the MLS is Back tournament. They lost on the road in Philadelphia. That was, of course, the game where Gonzalo Higuain debuted and played pretty well, but he missed some scoring chances, missed a penalty kick in that one. It got a little chippy. We've talked about the Philadelphia Union defensively. They're so stingy as of late. They are on a 270-minute-plus streak of not giving up a goal. So that is a tough defense to break down. And I thought Chris Whittingham made a good point. It's not only about their defense, it's about the way that they press very high. It's hard to move down the field against them because their attackers can become defenders as well. Today is the Union's home opener. They went 9-0 at Subaru Park last year en route to a supporter shield. And then we talk about struggles. We'll get into it here. InterMiami, they've struggled to keep down the mental errors. We saw fatigue and individual mistakes really cost them 3 points against Galaxy last week.
All right, so listen, I watched the game this past week. I think Miami, if they can stay away from the mental errors, they're going to be in this match for 90 minutes.
I think it's going to be very close.
They're going to have an opportunity to either draw or they're going to have an opportunity to even win the game. They've got people that can score. They can play together because they showed us that last week, Dono. It is time, the storyline, the ultimate storyline. It is time to play with your mind now. It is time to be smart on the pitch for 90 minutes. LGP, don't get yourself in a hole 50 seconds into the game. Play the game smart, and I think Miami will have an opportunity to win. All right, it's been a great night out here, and it's just beginning at Dangerous Minds Brewing. We encourage you to come on out. The boys are getting ready for the call of the game. Chris Whittingham, Thomas Rongan, Fernando Fiore. But first of all, I got to thank Tito and Abel down at the studios. I got to thank all the great people out here at Dangerous Minds. We're going to be back here at halftime and then post-game, and hopefully a happy post-game. Hopefully we'll have a toast of a post-game with a beautiful, delicious Dangerous Minds brew. On behalf of Sean Stanley out here, Alex Dono, I'm Orlando Alzagari. We thank all of you for tuning in or watching on YouTube. All of this will be podcasted just in case you missed it. You can catch up with it, but stay tuned. Keep it locked. The call of the game is on the other side, right here as InterMiami CF gets ready to take on the Philadelphia Union, and you'll hear it right here on the InterMiami CF Radio Network.
Your football is live. You're listening to InterMiami Football on the InterMiami CF Radio Network. You've been listening to the InterMiami pregame show with hosts Orlando Alzagari, Alex Dono, and Fernando Fiore. Executive producer and engineer Sean Stanley. On-site producer Tito Banash. And on-site producer Abel Aparicio. The InterMiami CF pregame show is brought to you by Acura of Pembroke Pines, Sports Grill, ChaseRoofing.com, BNT Impact Windows and Doors, Caneswear, M&S Air Conditioning, Moody Dental, A Shade Above Windows in Davie, EJDConstruction.com, Pallet Rack City in Hialeah,